I swear to God, this is not a joke.
One witness calling 911 after they say an object fell out of the sky and landed in their backyard.
They're like 9 foot, 10 foot tall. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes, they have big eyes.
The mysterious object that fell from the sky, even the officers apparently saw that. The green glow of the alleged UFO is seen on this newly released body camera footage.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star, then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
How many?
Quite a number.
You are one of the most trusted former intelligence officials in the US defense and intelligence establishment.
Yes, I was.
The Pentagon has undermined Grush's claims about this alleged secret program. Department of Defense spokesperson Susan Goh said in an email to Fox News Digital that to date, AARO has not discovered any verifiable information to substantiate claims that any programs regarding the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials have existed in the past or exist currently. Back in 2017, the New York Times published an article that revealed a secret Pentagon program to investigate UFOs. One of the authors, Leslie Kean, has been reporting on UFOs for many years and also published a book in 2010 called UFOs, Generals, Pilots, and Government Officials Go on the Record. Here to tell us more about her time reporting on UFOs and recent claims on the topic of extraterrestrial life is Leslie Kean. Welcome.
Hi, thank you very much. Great to be with you guys.
It's great to be here with you. What do you make of Grush's claims that there are craft or potentially even pilots?
I can't comment at all on the pilot part of it because that was not part of our reporting, and I never spoke to him about that. So that's aside. But in terms of his I guess you'd call them claims, his allegations that there are actual retrieved craft, I take it very, very seriously. Otherwise, I wouldn't have reported on it. And not only because of what he has told me, but because of what a number of other people have told me, quite a few, both on and off the record, but mainly off the record, that there are many others like him who are not whistleblowers, but have the same information. And in fact, others that may have more direct information than he does, because they have been inside programs, which he has not. So I think there's a lot more to come, and there's a lot more to back up his claims than what has actually been made public.
And can you tell us more about what you've heard about the retrieval of crafts that are specifically non-human? Because I think I could understand someone saying, or many people coming forward to say, that pilots have seen objects that they couldn't identify, that maybe parts of crafts were then retrieved, and maybe we couldn't explain where they'd come from, but the operating theory would be they were craft from other countries or parts of weapons programs or something. This sounds like specifically it's being described as non-human. There's something indicated in what was recovered that this originates off-world or something like that. Have you heard, when you've talked to people on the inside, the non-human part of it specifically emphasized, or just a mystery? Well, this doesn't originate from the U.S. government. We don't know.
Right. It's a very good distinction. Great question, Robbie, because we have to make that distinction here. We are actually talking about non-human, which means these have been determined to be that through whatever scientific process has been used to make that determination. And all of that information is classified. There was one statement that Grush made in our story alluding to describing the types of processes that are used. I don't have it right in front of me. You guys might have it, but the problem is for us in the public is that all of the data on that is classified.
These drones, these craft, are they U.S. made craft, reverse engineered from downed Roswell craft, or are these otherworldly beings, otherworldly craft? What does your intelligence tell you about that? If you were involved in the X-Files program and at the FBI, what do you know about it?
Well, you had about 3 questions there, and I would say yes, no, and yes. But
okay, go for it.
The answers are that no, they are man-made. They are man-made things. They are recognizable by the signature silverish sort of skin that they have. It's this, but the shapes tend to be different in every case. There are some that are cigar shaped. There are some that are larger. There are some that are much, much smaller. Some of them are those Tic Tac shapes, those kind of ovals. So they're all different shapes and sizes. However, they have the same signatures of the movement that they are capable of. However, the way that we know they're not true UFOs. True UFOs can be extraterrestrial and extra-dimensional. In other words, they are usually, they have capacity for shape-shifting. They have a capacity for disappearing and reappearing. That is one of the ways that we know genuine UFOs are afoot. We're able to see those qualities in them. These Tic Tacs, these UAPs don't have those abilities. However, I do believe that they have the ability to destroy things, and that's why they're being built up. They are not, and this is the thing we're struggling with even now in our Congress, in our Senate, and in other places. They are man-made, but they appear not to be made by the United States per se. We do have a congressman recently. I don't want to get summoned before any subcommittees, so I won't say his name, but we have a congressman from, I think he was from Indiana, who ran around, he was running around to these different subcommittees. And one of the things that he said was, these things appear to be man-made. And this is after several classified briefings that the subcommittees think nobody finds anything out about. He said, it appears that these vehicles are man-made. Indeed, they are, but they're not made by the United States. They appear not to be made by Russia or China. However, it does appear that our global aerospace companies probably had several hands in creating these things. And he's talking about McDonnell Douglas, Raytheon, and several other companies that really don't consider themselves American. They're actually global companies. And he said, it looks like those guys had some kind of hand in creating these UAPs, but it appears they are not under the control of the United States or any other nation. And that's all he said. And it was amazing when he said that.
Jeremy Corbell is an investigative filmmaker who has revealed video, testimony, and evidence that has made global headlines.
So I was intrigued as a kid when I heard on the radio in 1989, I heard Bob Lazar, this guy, talk about that he reverse engineered alien spacecraft for the United States military. And I was like, yeah. You know, I was just a kid. I was 13 years old. But then he described the propulsion system.
Totally impossible. The propulsion system is a gravity propulsion system. The power source is an antimatter reactor. This technology does not exist at all.
And that really flipped my script. For like a second, I was like, if that is true, that propulsion technique, the gravity amplified propulsion technique is true, then distance becomes irrelevant. So people can say, UFOs are real, they're machines, but we don't know where they're from, but maybe, hey, they're not visiting here. That's the big question. We do see them here, so they're obviously visiting here, but where are they from? With gravity propulsion, they could come from anywhere. They could come from different times. They could come from different star systems. It's really something that when you grasp it, when you grasp what that means, that there's gravity propelled craft, it opens this Pandora's box of possibilities. So that inspired me as a kid, because this is uncharted territory. How fun is that? We get to explore uncharted, unmapped territory and draw try to draw our own maps. I mean, there's not many things in the modern day you can't look up on Google and get a straight answer. So this is like pretty incredible. Now, I'm not a trained filmmaker. I was the least likely person you'd imagine to get access to people in our military and to put films out. But I'll tell you something, man, there was power in pointing a camera at individuals. It's like all of a sudden they're telling me stuff they never told their children. They never told their family. Secrets that they had kept for decades. And I was like, wow. So this camera became my passport into the unknown.
It's the biggest story of the 20th and 21st centuries. It's the biggest story never told.
What are your thoughts?
I'm telling you, it's not from here. This sample did not come from our solar system, much less the Earth.
Jeremy's produced and directed a number of films on the UFO phenomenon for Netflix and Hulu, each more revealing than the last. His passport into the unknown led him to speaking to military and government officials and helping them reveal their truth.
I am very grateful that I've been able to obtain and release footage unlike what the world has seen before. That is very exciting to me. If you have looked at this phenomenon for a while, you know that last year and up until into 2022, George Knapp and I released a series of images and videos that were confirmed by the Pentagon as UFOs filmed by our United States military. In 2019, Navy warships got swarmed by over 100 UFOs, and I had 2 different ships, and I was able to obtain and release footage, not just visual cell phone footage, but also infrared footage, also FLIR, forward-looking infrared thermal footage, as well as radar data. This has never happened before. We've never had cumulative, corroborative evidence filmed by the military at this scope and scale and confirmed by the Pentagon. So let's really absorb that for a second. Is this the first time in history that we were able to get 4 to 5 sources of corroborative video, actual evidence, including radar that was filmed by our military and then confirmed by the Pentagon, the corroborative nature of this evidence? I think that we can't let that get lost on people. There's a reason why we put it out at that time. We put it out at that time because there was pressure in our representative government to get answers by our intelligence agencies. And guess what? It worked. There's questions being asked. There's reports being generated. There was a huge contributory factor to that.
We got a call, and one of my partners actually said that they saw it too. So if you happen to see any, like, I'm not BSing you. If you see any footage? No, like if you see any like little, well, not little in this case. They're claiming 8 to 9 foot tall green beings that were in their backyard. Sounds crazy, but you never know. Your neighbors, your fine neighbors over here. But again, I would normally discount it as probably not real.
Neighbors right here?
Yes. I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further. So if you guys see anything, especially in your backyard, please call 911. We'll come over, okay? It might, and we're hoping that it's maybe just some kids pranking or doing something.